Before we get to the actual save data transfer from Golden Sun 1 to Golden Sun 2, the Lost Age, I had mentioned I wanted to look at the maps, and I tried recording, going through all the maps, and I only got like halfway through, and that took like an hour for me to do. So instead of doing that, I just want to point out some of the main points I want to take away. First of all, the world map itself, you start up here. You start up here at Vale. That's where you start. You have this journey where you kind of think you have options here, and you can check these places out, but you can only go here to do anything, really. Then you eventually can go through here, and here's where you have actual choice. You can go up to Mercury Lighthouse, or you can go over here to the Klima Forest. The forest is what the people in the town are talking about, so that's probably where we go. That's the natural place to go next. But you got to go through both to move on to the next area. These turtle boots right here, I think I mentioned this in the main episode where I actually played to this part, but those turtle boots are like the only instance of finding an item on the world map that I can think of. The only one that I know of, at least. Anyway, so the main thing I wanted to point out is that you do all this looping around all the way. You eventually come back out over here. No. You eventually come down here. And at this point, it's easy to take this bridge that is repaired back to the beginning areas, which now have new areas you can access with your new abilities. So it's a nice little shortcut that you can go like, I don't know if this is necessarily halfway through the game. I think it kind of might be. But yeah, you can get to the first half of the game, and then the second half of the game, like really, it's a real nice shortcut that they have there. And then you go through the rest of the game. Because there's no like way to like fast travel in this game. So it's nice that they have that design there. And then something else is that a lot of the towns, in fact, I think all of the towns that aren't just like one screen have like secret areas. Like this is the main town up here, and then you can get to this spot right here, which is like a whole little mini dungeon. That's pretty neat. And then like there's same thing in Vale. There's a secret dungeon in there. Even in Bilibin, like there's the spot underneath the statue with the djinn. And there's also like the secret path up here. Oh wait, is that how you get to the djinn? That is how you get to the djinn. Either way, there's always like a cave or underground area, something. Even in a mill, there's technically a cave area right here where you get this fire djinn. It's neat that they have like, no town is just like the town. Like the only place that would apply is like Xi'an? Yeah, this is a very simple town. There's like, what, 4 buildings? 2 underground rooms? But yeah, most of the towns have like an extra area. And then I think the largest dungeon is like the Mercury Lighthouse? Nah. I guess it's not as big looking at now, but it feels like the biggest one. Obviously, the lighthouses, the 2 in this game, are the biggest dungeons. Including Venus Lighthouse being like combined with Babby's Lighthouse. That kind of makes it feel twice as long. Or maybe not twice as long, but longer. But yeah, there's definitely periods of where you just like walk forward. There are some rooms that are they're just empty. Like all you do is walk through and probably get into a random battle. But like those, every one of those rooms is like in between like a puzzle room or something. Like it's spaced out to where you do like a puzzle and then you just walk around and then a puzzle and then you gotta figure something out. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the dungeons are well paced for the most part. Going through all the maps is not something I think I should make a whole video on like I had thought I would do previously. Today we're going to be looking at transferring our data from Golden Sun 1 to Golden Sun 2. Because I need to explain I need to explain this. So when you start up Golden Sun 1 or 2 for the first time, and you don't have any saved data, it asks you to rename your characters. And you can do the same thing in this game as you can do in the first game. You can go up, down, left, right, up, right, down, left, up, select. And you hear that beep. That means you can rename everybody that's going to be in the game. Here is where you can transfer your data. So you wanna do this. I mean, you can update your file later, technically, but I think there are some. You can update your file with your data like later in the game because you're not gonna meet up with your first party for a while. So transferring your data is something you can do like at least half of the game you can play without needing your data. But the best way to do it is obviously to have a link cable. To do that, you also need to have 2 Game Boy Advances. So you can plug in both games into 2 different Game Boys and link them together and just transfer it, and it's like instant transfer. I can't do that with an emulator. I looked up, there is like an altered version of Visual Boy Advance that's supposed to enable link cable stuff, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. Like, I couldn't even get it to read my save data, so that would also be a problem. If it uses different ways of recording the save data, then it's not compatible, and I don't want to replay the game again just for this. So I'm going to do the method of password. And I don't even know if there's a way to do this on the Wii U Virtual Console. That's the only other legit way to play this game that I can think of. On the Wii U Virtual Console, I don't know if there's any way to transfer your data without doing the password. But the password is kind of interesting. So you can do a gold level, which copies everything over. Levels, Jijin, character stats, items, coins. Or you can opt for a silver, which leaves out the items and coins. And honestly, that's not bad. Or you can do bronze, which leaves off the character stats. So if you used any of those stat boosting items on your characters, that won't carry over. And the bronze password... Oh, hold on. This is transferring the password in. To get the password from your first game, it's actually something that's built into the game secretly. It's kind of neat. You didn't know like that this was in the game until the second game came out. But in the first game, if you press left, R, and B, it'll come up with this send option. And here is where you pick your save data. You got the gold, silver, and bronze options. The bronze password is pretty simple. It's like 1 page like that. If you go up to silver, then it's 2 pages. Still not bad. That's manageable. But if you want to do gold, it is 6 pages long. That is a huge increase in data just to carry over items and coins. Now, coins might not be such a big deal. It's just like an integer, you know? But items, it could be any number of items, and the quantity, it's a lot to do. I am going to do the 6 pages, but I'm not going to make you watch. I'm going to do the gold. Alright, so see you back in a bit. Here we are on the last page. This is literally taking me like 10 minutes of doing this just to do it, but I think it'll be worth it for the equipment part. Not so much the weapons and armor, but the accessories. That curse ring, the cleric's ring, is the one thing that I'm sure I want, because I'm planning on getting some more cursed equipment at the end game stage. Oh, but man, so thinking of... Oh no! See, this is the worst thing, invalid password. Okay, so this page is right? How do I go back a page? There we go. I'm gonna look at this carefully to make sure it's all right. Too bad this isn't like live. I could be like, hey, in the chat, somebody tell me if you see something off. But no, I just gotta eyeball it myself. At least I can scroll back. Too bad it's not per page. And they've got this like super energetic music going the entire time you're entering the password, like Like it's going to keep you motivated to do it because they know it's a painstaking thing. Something I really hope is that they do make a like remaster of this game someday. They put the first two Golden Suns together and they make it like a seamless transition. Like you wouldn't even know that they used to be two games because you're just gonna go from the end of the first game onto the beginning of the second game. No password entry because the data's all right there. But yeah, I guess something else I would like to see in a remake is just high res the pixel art. I mean, if they felt like they needed to make it 3D, that would be okay because the sprites, I should say, for this game look like they're cut down like 3D models. Oh, there it is. That S needs to be capitalized. At least that's one mistake. Hopefully there's not anything else. Password accepted. Oh man. Okay, so now we have everything, right? There we go. All my equipment. And that cleric's ring. There's the dragon's eye that we stole from that one temple. And we got some extra game tickets still to use. That's cool. Alright, I believe I just back out here. Oh yeah, I can rename them because I entered those codes. And there we go. So, this game also has this recap of the first game. Because I actually met a guy in high school who loved The Lost Age, but had never played the first Golden Sun. Like, he didn't even know the first Golden Sun existed. And obviously, you know, back in, I don't know, 2004, 3, something like that. I don't know. Internet wasn't as widespread as it is now. I mean, it was still a thing, obviously, but, yeah. I guess it's not unbelievable to think that someone would play the second game not knowing that there's a first game, and they get this text scroll to know what happened in the first game. Alright, let me see if I can switch over here. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to, as it read right there, we're going to go back in time a little bit with Jenna. So, in my mind, the first game ends, and we cut... Well, I guess we can do this intro thing. Well, I don't know. I guess you'd have to cut this, because this doesn't make sense for them to present a new game. But, actually, they call it Book 2. Maybe it would make sense to start this off right here. Especially since the first game ended, there were credits and everything. You could keep all the credits there, and then just cut straight to this part. You know, it skips the recap, because there's really no point in having the recap. Unless you just want to be, like, documenting the game for historical purposes. Like, hey, there's a recap in this game. But I think we're going to just get to the point of where we can play, which is going to be after some talking. Man, this game has a really slow start. But, yeah, because there's all that text crawl stuff you're supposed to read. Are you sure we should be leaving like this? Once we go down those stairs, we can't get back into the lighthouse. Maybe I should have stopped my brother. Jenna, is something troubling you? What is it? What's wrong? I have a bad feeling, like something terrible is going to happen. Alex using his cool teleport powers that are not explained. How unlike you, Jenna? Surprised to see me? Alex, were you listening? Where's Felix? Why isn't he here with you? My brother? He left us. What can Felix possibly be thinking? He was worried about Sheba. He went back to check on her. He was supposed to be leading you out of here. I thought you would have been far from the lighthouse by now. Why are you still here? We tried to stop Felix from going back up to the Eyrie. How like him. Once Felix gets an idea into his head, he rarely changes his mind. Alex, what were you talking about just now? What did you mean when you said, how unlike you? I was merely surprised to hear you expressing such concern, Jenna. Nevertheless, unimpressed, Felix went back. Don't change the subject, Alex. What did you mean? Are you saying that I'm insensitive? If that's what you heard, then I must have misspoken. Accept my apologies. Well, Jenna, I think Alex has said his piece on the matter. I'm not sure he has, Creighton. Who do you think you are talking to me like that? Now, this is odd. I guess this is sort of an insight into the party dynamics that they have been rather... Have I been peeking this whole time? That they have been rather, I don't know, buddy-buddy with each other almost? That Jenna feels like she can talk to Alex like this? I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Because I guess from our perspective, we just assume Alex is the bad guy, and here Jenna's talking back to him like, what? They're not they're not like handcuffed or anything. They're just walking around freely. They're being let go to leave the lighthouse. They're supposed to just meet up somewhere. Like, they're in total agreement with each other on what they're doing. Now, this should be really foreign to us, having only played the first game. Like, what kind of a weird relationship is this? Because we don't know what's been going on, really. I retract my statement, my dear. Forget all about it, Jenna. So tell me about this feeling, Jenna. I'm just not sure we should be leaving Venus Lighthouse yet. What are you saying? You can't really mean to remain here. Alex is right. It's far too dangerous, Jenna. We would only hinder the others. The others? Did Isaac follow us to the lighthouse? It would seem so. He must be trying to stop Statros and Minardi. If my brother goes back and finds Isaac, they're going to end up fighting. If the Venus Lighthouse has not been lit yet, if not yet been lit, yes, they will fight. Felix is a terribly rash young man, is he not? Why are boys such fools? He may be rash, but Felix is no fool. His good qualities outweigh his bad. That's why I think Isaac would understand if we just talked to him. Why didn't I think of this before now? Please, can't we go back up and talk to Isaac? I'm afraid that's not possible. Alex, why? He is an enemy. Isaac, an enemy? Our methods may differ, but you and I ultimately want the same thing. To light the elemental lighthouses. Isaac and his friends would prevent this from happening. So that makes them enemies? So, here's another thing. Creighton seems to be totally for lighting the lighthouses. I mean, he was the one that kind of encouraged us to just get the elemental stars out of Soul Sanctum to begin with. But, I don't know, Isaac and Garrett were left Vale thinking that they need to get the stars back and not let the lighthouses be lit. That's what the wise one told them to do. And somehow Creighton is flipped on that. Fear not. They won't be able to defeat Statros Minardi. Heh. So Felix went back to top the lighthouse? Why do you seem so pleased, Alex? Why shouldn't I be? After all, the lighthouse will soon shine brightly once again. Alex, why do you want to see the beacon lit so badly? Oh, so it's my turn to answer questions, is it? Once alchemy was commonplace throughout this world. With its power, mankind worked wonders across the land. The lost age of man. I want to see that world restored once again, and what, Alex? We've spoken long enough already. Let us continue this another time. We should leave the lighthouse now, before the beacon is fired. I concur. Let's meet at the location we agreed on and wait for Felix. Alright, Creighton, let's go. And I'm going to walk through here, and that shortcut that I talked about last time is going to reset, like it always does. Okay, Venus Lighthouse, here we are. We are going to save... It's already been over almost 30 minutes. I'm just going to save right there. We will pick this up next time. Thanks for watching, and next time I'll see you.